Hello. Um, this is the next part of the Jean Simmons doll, part 2. Okay, so yesterday we made the basic doll. We got his feet on. I've since then I've gotten on a good bit more. I've knit his arms and attached them. I've knit his cod piece and attached it. Even put a little bit of stuffing in there. Okay, I've decided on this sort of decoration at the front. I'll explain in a minute. We've got shoulder pads on, elbow, sort of they're like fins, elbow fins, and cuffs. Okay, so you put the arms, you sew the arms on. All right. There's another video on showing how to do the arms. Okay. I knit the cod piece. And if you can see, I've stitched on little findings, jewellery findings. I find these jewellery findings marvellous. And the name of these little ones, and they're great for guitars. They're like, they're called silver daisy spacer beads. All right. So they're used by jewellers, where if you put a bead on and then you put a little silver one on, bead, little silver one, that's what they're used for. And you can buy them like a packet of 500 for very little. And you get them in different sizes. You can get tiny ones and bigger ones. But they're ideal for these dolls, for the decoration. You can get them on some of these auction websites. I've stitched these on, and I've stitched them on using silver thread. Okay. Now, you don't have to have silver thread. I just happen to have some. Grey thread would do, but don't stitch them on with black. If you're going to stitch them on, try to get grey or if you had silver thread. Okay. So I put the arms on, then I did the cod piece and stitched all these on. It took me an hour just to make this cod piece. Okay, stitch it on. The front part here, now I left this on to let you see, but I'm actually going to be pulling this off. This is how it's a twisted cord. That's the first thing you do. You make a twisted cord, and there's instructions for making a twisted cord in one of my other videos. So you make your twisted cord, and then you want it on the front. So he's actually going to have this collar on. Okay, he's going to have this collar on, which is going to come down there and there. Do you see that? Okay, so that's what's going to happen to him. All right, but to get this V, I sort of thought, how can I mark that? So all I really did was I made my twisted cord. I got a piece of, it's just a bit of scrap yarn. Okay, and I put it around his neck and I pulled it down to what the point sort of there. And I thought, right, now I need to stitch. So on the end of the twisted cord without the knot, you thread it, okay? And I stitched it and I went back and in and out and back and forwards and back and forwards, right? So I did that in along these lines. And whenever I'm ready, I can pull that. I'll pull that out or cut it out. I'm not going to pull it out now because I wanted to take a picture of it. I should have done that first. But so I'll pull that out so that won't be there. Okay. The twisted cords, as you see, I have actually stitched them down. So once I've got them in place, I went over them just, about 3 places on each line. And I went over them and I stitched them down. Okay. My epaulette is, where do I see? Epaulettes. It's this shape. Okay, I'll put the doll down for a minute. This shape, okay. And you fold it in half and you stitch it down either side. And then that gives you your epaulette. And it makes it, so the epaulette, okay. Cuffs are just you know, 2 rows of, and stitched round, okay? These sort of like fins that he wears at his elbows, all right, are just this sort of shape. Is that the fin? No, the smaller one. That's the one for the knee, all right? So 2 of these, all right? Now, you see the way I've started down here with my, this is where I started off, and this is my cast off at the top, okay? So I've got this bit down at the bottom. Whenever I don't snip that, okay? So you don't want to snip it. You put the, I take it up through, all right? Sort of take it up through, keep the point because we want the point. And I'm going to bring that, stitch that along to the edge. All right, and I can use that then for stitching on. All right, so, all right, so I've got my point made. All right, and you've got 2 of those. And if you see that, I have put on 1. Right, I've stitched on 1, and actually if you look under the arms, I just went underneath it. I thought that looked all right because it looks like it's a strap or something there. So I just brought it under the arms of the one, and then this one I just put slightly above the second one. So it's not the same piece, so the point, you know, it's the same size, but because it's a little bit above, the point sits a little bit further up. So there's my epaulette, okay, and the front, the boot, right? So on the boots I've put just a cuff sort of thing on the top of the boot, and then this is a bigger piece that I just stitched on the top. All right, now I'm going to put this collar on, and as you see how I did the collar, all right, so I just put random, I tried to match them up, but actually they're not totally matched. All right, I didn't put anything in this center part, this center third. I didn't put any beads because you won't see that. That's going to be behind his neck. You know, you're only going to see, when I have this stitched on, you're only going to see the, when it'll come down like that. I'll stitch that on. I'm going to stitch it, right? And you'll only really see, you know, that from here down. You don't need to put beads around the back. All right, he'll have a bit of hair down there. So that's me. I've only got one side, as you can see. I've only got one side of the doll with all my bits and pieces on. I'm going to do this side now and put all the bits and pieces on this side. I may put some decoration on the boots. I'll have to think about it. So I would say he's coming on well. Hopefully tomorrow I'll get to the face and the hair and the head, and but he's looking well. And thank you very much.